Let's turn to CBS News Philadelphia meteorologist Grant Gilmore now, who is following the latest for us. Grant, good morning. What are you watching?
Good morning, Rick. Look, we tracked at least 5 confirmed tornadoes across portions of eastern Texas yesterday into Louisiana. These are the reports of those tornadoes. At least 8 reports, but 5 confirmed so far. There's the storm system as it's moving east. This will actually regenerate some more showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout the day today. Not nearly the threat, though, for the tornadoes, much less the severe weather that we saw yesterday, though. There in parts of southern Alabama and Mississippi, we could see some stronger storms as we head through this afternoon. Now, look, that complex of storms will move east as we go through the rest of the day today. But another storm system begins to regenerate and recharge the atmosphere as we go into the day tomorrow. In places that saw the tornadoes yesterday, could see another round of severe weather as we go through tomorrow morning, with an increasing threat for more widespread showers, storms, with the threat for even stronger tornadoes than what we saw yesterday. Already for tomorrow, the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, has issued an enhanced threat for severe storms there across eastern Louisiana into central Mississippi, with the notation of the possibility of a few strong tornadoes, that being of EF2 or stronger. That's the area that we'll be watching very closely as we go throughout the day on Saturday. Now, that's tomorrow. Today, the West Coast also dealing with their own form of severe weather, and that's coming from an atmospheric river that's bringing several rounds of these storm systems that have been battering the coast. Some places across the West Coast have seen wind gusts in excess of 90 miles per hour, in addition to heavy rainfall in the lower elevation. The higher elevation, the high mountain snow, they're picking up feet of snow from these multiple doses of these storm systems that will continue to batter the West Coast as we head through the weekend, even into early next week. It's a very active weather pattern across the entire country. Most of the central and eastern U.S. will get into rain today, tomorrow, into Sunday, with more rounds of storms on the way coming in from the West Coast as we head into early next week. Rick, back to you.
Yeah, coast to coast, a lot going on. Grant, thank you.
Yep.
As Grant said, that wave of storms hitting during what is one of the biggest travel weekends of the year. So many people coming and going. Now, the good news is the busiest travel days are behind us, but still, millions expected to travel all the way through New Year's Day. Those storms and tornadoes in Texas have delayed and canceled flights at Dallas-Fort Worth International there. And in the Pacific Northwest, high winds and snow have made roads impassable, what has certainly been a nightmare for drivers. Let's bring in CBS News correspondent Skyler Henry now, live from one of the world's busiest airports, especially this time of the year, Atlanta International Airport. Skyler, you're getting a firsthand look being in Atlanta. So how is that extreme weather impacting flights all across the region?
Hey, Rick, always good to see you. As that weather is making its way across the southeast, we're starting to see some of the ripple effects, if you will, as it relates to delays and cancellations. I looked around at the big board, and you could start to see little bits of red start to pop up, signifying that there are some delays occurring out of this airport. But it is relatively busy here. Officials say that they anticipate more than 340,000 people to make their way to and through Hartsfield. That is a peak this holiday season. They regularly get somewhere around 285 to 286,000 people per day. But they said all throughout this stretch that they anticipated that today would by far be the busiest day this holiday season. They're encouraging people to get here 2.5 hours before their domestic flights, 3 hours if you have an international flight, because they say that the lines will be long at certain parts of the airport, especially as it relates to checking bags, looking over to where the TSA checkpoints are, the clear checkpoints, you know, where you typically think you have those shortcuts. Those lines are incredibly long as of now, but folks are still making their way through the TSA checkpoints relatively quickly, thinking about everything else going on as it relates to some of the delays and cancellations that might be out there. After speaking with AAA, they're making sure that passengers know their rights, know what to do as it relates to what you should do if your flight is either delayed or canceled. Obviously, folks are eligible for refunds if they should want one, but they are encouraging people to pack that patience, to take their time and give themselves enough time so that they can make it to their respective destinations safely.
That's good advice. You can see some of those lines forming behind you right now. All eyes, though, on the New Year. So what is the prime travel time for people to make it to their New Year's destinations, and especially on time? That's important. Mm-hmm.
On time, right? You want to be there before that ball drops. I think from what you pointed out, the busier travel days, if you will, are certainly behind us. But they have also mentioned that, it is still going to be very busy this stretch up until maybe January 3rd or even the 4th, really up until that Monday, which is January 6th. And so folks are saying that if you want to make it to your respective destination, try to do that either on the 30th or 31st. If you're going to hit the roads, they say that today is actually going to be one of the busiest days of the year. They anticipate an incredibly high traffic, the worst traffic, if you will, between 3 and 7 o'clock today at different states throughout the country, Florida, Texas, the Pacific Northwest, Wisconsin even, all saying that they recognize that the weather will play a significant part in how people are driving throughout the country as well. Corridors that would otherwise take a couple of hours to get to their respective destinations are taking upwards of 4 and 5 hours just because of the log jam, if you will, because of cars on the roadways. And so, again, I think the thing to do here, Rick, practice that patience, pack a few snacks, make sure you have a good playlist, because it certainly might be a long day.
Going to need that playlist. Skyler, great coverage. Always appreciate your time, and happy holidays to you. Again, Skyler Henry in Atlanta. Skyler, thank you.